So we've delayed it long enough. I guess we should talk about how awful that this offense was. Before we started the podcast, I said to you that this offense sucks eggs on
Yeah.
today's game. Well, I guess Sunday's game. They sucked eggs. They only put up 17 points. That's the lowest total. Fun fact, lowest total in a win since 2015. The Chiefs
Hmm.
beat the then San Diego Chargers 10-3 in a Week 14 contest.
Oh
This is
God, I
the
don't even remember that.
That was awful. I
That
couldn't
sounds
tell
like a
you who
terrible game.
was that an Alex Smith year, 2015?
Yeah, that was Alex Smith.
Okay. I was trying to think off the top of my head who it was, but this is the second, or this is the lowest total since in a game period since the Colts game
The
when they
Colts game, yeah.
lost. I can't remember. They scored 13
1913.
points. Yeah,
Yeah,
1913.
1913.
Okay, so I thought that was interesting that this is the lowest total in a win since 2017 or 2015. They scored 17 points, is what's jumbling me up. But 17-14 win. This offense looked out of sync early and out of sync often.
Yeah, they just were bad. Mahomes was bad. I don't care. Look, people are going to go, oh, his final stat line, his EPA per play, they were average. I don't know what you're saying. He looked bad,
Yeah,
Tucker.
yeah, he
He
did.
looked, and it was some of it was offensive line, and the interior offensive line was struggling against Grady Jarrett, especially
Hmm.
today. I thought the tackles looked fine. I know people were saying they might have still been injured, but I'm like, I thought they looked fine. It was not edge
Yeah,
pressure.
it's
But
true.
Mahomes was, I, I don't know. He just, when this happens a lot, he doesn't trust his interior offensive line sometimes, and he relies way too much on his drop fadeaway passes. He
Hmm.
did it the entire game today. I don't remember a single pass he threw in rhythm, stepping up, climbing the pocket. Not
Yeah,
one. I don't
yeah.
remember one. He was falling back every single throw. And it's just, you could tell a lot of the times he's so good that he hits those still. And so we
Hmm.
just go, that's just Mahomes. He was not hitting him today. And this is the kind of game where I go, the Chiefs this year are being carried by their four offensive superstars: Andy Reid, Travis Kelsey, Tyreek Hill, Patrick Mahomes. But if one of them has a bad day, everything might just fall apart. And
Hmm.
guess who had a bad day today? Patrick Mahomes. Everything fell apart. So they cannot have this happen in the playoffs. If Tyreek Hill or Travis Kelsey gets hurt, it might not be pretty. If Andy Reid has a bad day play calling, it might not be pretty. If Mahomes has a day like this, it might not be pretty. They lose to pretty much every AFC contender if they play like they did
Oh
today.
yeah.
So he can't. He needs to. He has 3 weeks to work on this, and he works on stuff like this all the time. So I'm very confident he'll get this fixed. However, it has been an issue so far this year a lot.
Hmm.
Him not trusting the pocket and it costing him on accuracy on throws. He misses some by just a bit because he's doing his fallback passes. Plays are not in rhythm because he's not stepping up and hitting the timing. But this one was the most egregious, of course, of the year. It was a bad
Yeah.
defense. It was a game they should have excelled in, and it was his probably worst game as a Chiefs quarterback in his career.
I'd agree with you, and this was against the worst pass defense in the league.
Yeah.
Statistically speaking, they should have shredded this team. But Andy Reid, after the game, took blame for his play calling. Said his play calling wasn't up to where it needed to be. Patrick Mahomes took blame because he said he was kind of not reading the defense right, which isn't really what you want from your superstar, all-star quarterback. When he says, "Yeah, I didn't read the
He
defense
also said the
correctly."
Falcons have a great defense. I'm like, what is happening? I guess they're just lackadaisically walking through this press conference right now. It's just I
Yeah.
don't I I was noticing during the game, it was interesting because this is not a defense I've seen played against the Chiefs, but I felt like the Falcons were running a ton of zone blitzes.
Mm-hmm.
So they would still send four, but it's on the zone blitz variety where they send overload one side.
Yep.
And it looked like it was working a lot of the times. They were shooting through those gaps in the middle of the offensive line, and I don't think they were really expecting it. And Mahomes, if he sees that, he's been beating man a lot on
Mm-hmm.
blitzes. But when it's still only four coming at you and they're dropping 7 or 8, I think he was going like, wait a minute, what's my hot read for a zone blitz? Because
Yeah.
I don't remember a team ever running zone blitzes against the Chiefs this year, at least with this
Mm-hmm.
much frequency. I would have to, of course, look at the tape to see how much they actually did it. But I did notice a few times, ones where Mahomes looked really human. It looked like a zone blitz. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they just weren't expecting that. And I was expecting the adjustments at halftime to kind of fix that, but they looked the exact same after the half. So it was just like, okay, sure, guys, at least just a win, please.